Dear friends, welcome to Corsair Cove on WB's YouTube channel. I am the community moderator on the WB team. My name is Marcel and I usually stream at WB's Junge Herde. We also usually have our own YouTube channel, but the first episode of this Let's Play of Corsair Cove is going online on the main channel, so shout out to both channels. We have the chance to play the Corsair Cove demo. It comes out on the 28th May on Steam. We can stream it a few days earlier. Today is the 24th May. I would say I'll tell you everything else in a moment. This is such a stylish city building game, guys. There are some really cool game mechanics. You can build on cliffs, but let's just experience it together. We're starting a new game in the demo.
The tides have turned. The age of pirates is coming to its gruesome end. The crown reigns supreme. And pirate hunters roam the seven seas. Via Mara, that Spanish cur. Never thought I'd end up in her brig. Clever wench, no doubt about it. But she made a mistake. She put me with a bunch of hardened pirates. That might be worth a try. That's it? Luckily, I was able to hide this little thing here.
The prisoners are free! Stop them! No pirate leaves this ship alive!
Swim for your lives, you soaked rascals! Look at us! We were almighty pirates, and now we're lost, half-drowned and penniless. But we're still breathing. And that, my friends, is more than enough. Because it only takes the right crew in the right place to turn the tides of fate in our favor.
So here we are in the game. Before we get started, a couple of things. The developer is Limbic Entertainment, a German developer. For example, they made Tropico 6 a few years ago, or Park Beyond. And yeah, Corsair Cove is now their latest title. It's supposed to be released this year, 2026 for Steam. So for PC on various platforms, but mainly Steam and the Epic Store. I think it will also be available on Game Pass. The demo starts with a small tutorial, or it is the tutorial. I played it briefly, but that means most of what we'll see today I haven't seen yet either. Maybe just the first 5 minutes, the first 1 or 2 buildings is all I've played. We'll discover everything else together. I've positioned myself in the top right. There will be times when an overlay appears there. If that's the case, just send me a quick message in the chat. I'd just quickly move myself somewhere else, if possible. The demo should be available for everyone on May 28th. Let's do the tutorial first. Move the camera. I think we can just about manage that. Once that, so like everything.
Look at this miserable rock, comrades. It could be our home in the near future. Back to basics, then. First, we need shelter. A camp with a few tents should be enough for now. And if there's not enough space on the ground, well, why don't we build on the walls too?
That's the exciting part. We can build on the walls. Mods, can you quickly let me know if the sound is okay? If it is, I'll keep it this way. And this rock we're stranded on isn't that ugly at all. Apparently we landed here.
It seems we're not the first ones to be stranded here. Maybe we'll find gold in these wrecks.
I've already searched them with the crew. All we found, we collected on our beach.
Okay. You can see many jagged rocks. This is where we got stranded. And yes, we can zoom out really, really far. And we can zoom out even farther than this island. Because later on, we will also, yes, have more islands. Trade, wage wars with pirates, pirate battles. I'm not entirely sure yet. But in any case, we're not limited to this little rock here. But we have the first quest. We're supposed to build a pirate camp. You found a shipwreck full of building resources and an abandoned construction site. This is a good place to build a pirate camp. Pirate camps are, well, the centers of the island and are needed to keep other buildings functioning. There is a codex. All the game mechanics are explained there. I'm curious to see if all of them will already be shown in the demo. I can hardly imagine it. But here you can already click through a bit to see what might be coming up later. Maybe a little tip if you play yourself next time. So build a pirate camp. We should do that. Next up, we have buildings always start as construction sites. This symbol means that the construction site is not connected to the necessary building resources. Connect the shipwreck to the construction site using a connector. Connectors are in the building menu below. And then we can place it down here on the ground as a kind of path. As soon as your building is connected, it will be under construction as indicated by this symbol. You can speed up the process by changing the game speed. Boxes 1 to 3, that's something you know from many other games. Now I think I just have to click through briefly to complete the tutorial. Construction is now in full swing here. The sound is fine, that works. Let's just go at a slower game speed. We don't have to rush that much.
At least we finally sent them into the depths.
It takes more than that to kill a captain. We haven't seen the last of her. Guaranteed.
Before we continue, let's take a quick look at the graphics, which I find very well done, really well done. They also rescued a few pigs. We just saw it in the intro info video. And considering we've just been stranded, everyone here is in a damn good mood. Up here, yes, some people have already had a few too many to drink. Cheers in the chat. Is there an outhouse here? Let's find out together, rainbows. They are very careless with the fire near the wooden hut, says Andre. Yeah, I also hope that this doesn't catch fire. So, access the pirate camp to check the accommodations. Here we have the Rogue Reef. That's the name of our camp. We have 30 pirates living here. You can see that up here as well. But of those, 28 are still wandering around right now and don't have any tasks. There are 2 construction workers now. Other than that, there are also assistant construction workers, laborers, carriers, and crew. Interesting. That means next we would have to build shelters. Here, there's happiness here, and it's going down, and we need 5 shelters, okay? According to the tutorial text, we're supposed to build 3 tents, and now we already have the exciting question. Where do we build them? We could place them down here on the ground, or directly, on the wall, on the cliffs, and basically at any height we want. However, it has to be within the radius of our pirate camp. That means we can't just say, okay, let's go all the way to the other side and place it back here. It's not within range yet. So, I would almost say if some waves come in, bad weather or something, I probably wouldn't pitch the tent right down here on the beach. I would put it up higher, or maybe put it up here. And you can already see how little wooden ladders are being built there. Down to the ground, that would definitely let us get up there. Maybe we'll put one here. A tent just a little outside, and maybe a third one as well. Maybe one more in the corner, thanks. Building materials are being delivered, and you can see our current resources here. These are the current planks that we're salvaging from the, destroyed shipwreck. I can imagine that we'll soon have to produce our own resources as well.
Our meager salvage goods won't last forever. We need more planks.
We have enough for a ship? I'd say we set sail as soon as it's finished.
We'd be fools to pass that up. You'll see, Honorata. This is just the beginning.
Nice, but first let's check the details. There's an argument going on here. We should make sure that people here don't help themselves too much to the schnapps or the rum. There has to be enough for everyone. And this idea of building on the cliff is just so brilliant. For years, city building games have been looking for new game mechanics. Everything is always very similar, but this is something completely different. There's also a grid. You can deactivate it. You just saw it. When you place housing on the cliff, they kind of snap in a bit here. You can also turn that off in the options, I noticed. Because here, when you go into the settings under gameplay, you can activate or deactivate the snapping of buildings to the edges. Maybe that's a little tip for when you can play it yourselves in a few days. So, building resources are used to construct buildings and ships. For that, you need buildings that collect these resources. Open the build menu and build a lumber camp. Here we have accommodations, materials, lumberjack. You need 2 unskilled helpers. Maintenance costs 2. What's this here? Soup pot. A soup pot. Maybe it's just a symbol for food. And generates 8 wood as output. Use comma and period to rotate the building. Okay. Clearly there's not enough space here, but it also says on the left, place your lumber camp on fertile ground and connect it to the pirate camp. Fertile ground is also marked here. We could place it here on the left. Or we could place it up here. I'd almost say, guys, let's build everything out horizontally so we can try out together how that works. Maybe even up here in the front. There's a big forest area here. Well, there's a tree here. Let's go through it again. Then maybe we'll put it here in the corner. And turn. I'd say let's turn it like this. Yeah. That's how it would just happen. Apparently, we have to connect that now too. Otherwise, we have no way for it to be built. Then connect it to the pirate camp. Connectors, and now a new addition is a cliff path. Cliff paths are the roads on cliffs and a bit faster than bridges and ladders. So now we could... Then we can attach it here. It looks big over there. But I would say we don't go straight from the very bottom to the top. Instead, let's try. Can I place this cliff path there? It has to be placed on a steep surface. Okay, you can build a plateau here like this. Yes. And then we can connect that. Okay, the ladder goes up here. But you can also see that by the green circles. At the green circle with the arrows, we can also connect directly up here to our camp. Then it's not that far to walk, right? Maybe we should do that. What do you think? Put that here. But then maybe not from the middle here, but from here on the right. That makes it a bit more plausible somehow. And Rainbow, please don't use that as an outhouse, okay? Even if it might be tempting, that's not what it's for. It's the way up. Please keep Rainbow under control. There was also a wooden path option. There are connectors and there are these paths. The connectors are the plateaus, and you can then connect the paths to these plateaus. That's how I understood it at first. But that's very interesting. Above all, you can't be afraid of heights here. So pirates who have drunk too much might suffer a certain loss. Please be careful. So what did we do? Game speed is set to level 1. Now there's also the option.
Position of a building, 50% game speed at level 2.
That in passages that 50% steigern, dafür werden die doch Level 2. Gute Arbeitskraft. Level 2? Level 2, level 2. However, the game speed level is not yet They're building it here now. Did you guys make it there? Not yet. The last piece is still missing here. Level 2 game speed at level 3 game speed running at 4. Let's connect it from here. Okay, it's a seminar on building. We need to figure out how that works. Apparently you need some kind of support arm up here, and then we can connect it with the cliff path, or rather with the connector. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. Exciting. So, and now we're connected here as well. That should have worked, right? Now it's being built. Perfect. I'll unassign the lumberjack. We'll take care of it. We just went over all that. These pirates are currently working in the building. There are 2 of them. This number indicates resources produced each minute, as seen in Anno. Produced resources are stored here until carriers pick them up using manual transport routes. Nothing is teleported here. Consumption appears on the right, but there is none yet. Very nice. We open the build menu we're prompted to use here. Build a sawmill and connect it to the lumberjack. You can also see that up here. Build a sawmill and then probably, yes, click it once. Here we have a carrier and 2 unskilled helpers. So there's another distinction being made. We deliver 4 logs in and get 4 planks out. Okay. Where is that significant? We could do that. Of course, we can also put it up here on top. We could also build it on the cliff. We could build it on the cliff too, though we might still need this space for buildings that can't go on the cliff. I don't know yet. Let's put it here for now. Here on the corner, okay. So, please don't ask how they keep that anchored to the wall without it falling. That's really impressive. So, built into the cliff with wooden beams. Valve. Interesting construction method as mentioned in the chat. By the way, greetings to over 200 people who are here. It's great that so many of you have stayed. And here a connection has already formed automatically. There's a plateau here, and here a ladder goes up again. God, this has gotten even wider. Let's take a look at the animation. They're very well done and made with care. God. Hopefully there's no residential building underneath here. The beam almost fell down. Now something like that is outdated. We finished that. Storing resources will help you optimize your production chains. Build a warehouse and connect it to the pirate camp. Okay. Before we do that, it really looks scary, doesn't it? Very fancy, very, very fancy. I hope that comes across just as well in the video and on Twitch too. I've set the graphics settings to maximum, but, well, both YouTube and Twitch are known for reducing you to a few pixels out there in the vastness of the internet. But very fancy. Okay, so let's build a warehouse. Under community buildings, okay. Allows the storage of resources and easier transport of goods over long distances, then we have 0. That costs 25 gold and 10 planks, but we only have 50 gold. Hopefully we'll be able to generate gold soon. With the warehouse, the question is, do we also put it up here so the planks can get there? Or does it maybe even make sense to put it further down? Because it could also be that when we have ships and things like that later, we'll have to store other resources somehow as well. Maybe we'll put it here. It doesn't fit in between. It doesn't fit here. There's not enough space. We could put it here. I'd say let's put the warehouse right here on the corner. I have to put it against the wall somewhere. This is a building I really want to leave down here on purpose. Now it says I don't have enough space either. Now we have enough space. That just barely fit. We'll place it on the lowest wall level. You can zoom vertically with the mouse wheel and rotate using the right mouse button. With the regular mouse wheel, you can zoom forward without pressing it. Vertical zooming feels odd at first, but you quickly get used to it. It took me less than 2 minutes. It's made with so much care. It's clear Limbeck has experience with pirate games. Well, Tropico 6 wasn't exactly a classic pirate game, but you can find a few parallels. We move our shipyard and tear it down to make space. Okay, to store a resource, select a warehouse and click on the plus chest icon. Find a building with the resource you want to store. This is really stored automatically here. Then let's do that. Click on the plus. Okay, link a resource. Select a resource to connect. Okay, now let's see. Okay. Then let's say we'll definitely store the boards here for now. Are we doing this now? Can we store a second resource as well? It already shows how much we can store in total. Capacity 100, current input 0. Okay. Remove all demands and resources from the shipwreck so nothing is left. It's empty now. Yes. Wow, don't hit me with your crane here.
That's a shame.
Interesting crane. Okay, the shipwreck is empty. It's taking up unnecessary space. We'll tear it down. Click on the demolition button. That's it. I'm in front, right? The demolition mode. Click on the shipwreck.
The crew is restless. Something requires our attention.
Now the buildings aren't connected to the pirate camp anymore. And then we'll take a break for that. Just making sure nothing goes wrong since they're disconnected now. Just put in a connector. You like to stay up here sometimes. A few more back here. That way it's connected. And Brill writes, pirates just don't do anything voluntarily. Everything has to be ordered, even storing things. I'm just glad that at least they can get up and actually do it. I could also imagine that there are certain pirates who don't do anything at all. But let's hit play again. The shipyard leg here, actually. We're closing. Okay. That pushes the strip upwards. Currently, we have one more living space. That means per tent, we don't have just one pirate, but several. Each shelter houses 2. We've built 3 here. That means we have room for 6. We don't need extra living space right now, which matters in the city. The crew is restless. That draws our attention. Let's solve the problem, since we're already at the top. Here you can check your cohesion. Show how well your pirate crew sticks together. Higher values give you more leeway when facing setbacks. If cohesion drops to 0, the crew breaks up and the game is lost. Bam. What? Game over? I didn't expect that. The crown's missing. We discover 2 of Amara's soldiers hiding among our crew. They claim to be stranded here just like us. We are about to cut open their bellies when we force them to loudly renounce the crown. They ask us to take them in as pirates. Should we do that? Let them live? Minus 30 cohesion god. Their gods spread their guts. Yeah. Cohesion minus 20 and we lose 2 pirates. What would you do, Shed? Let them die or spread their guts? God, it's before 10 p.m. and we're already talking about spreading guts. Regenbogen is copying. Send him to the labor camp. Others have believed it for a long time, but they don't believe them. I would also say we're true pirates. We don't trust the crown, not one bit. Then Saul would say, we'll spread their guts. God. The crown would take us out without hesitation, so we do the same to them. We execute the royal lackeys to the cheers of some, even though others wanted to give them a chance. You might think Shed was there. Well.
These times require tough decisions. A good crew sticks together through thick and thin. If that unity is lost, everything falls apart.
That's how it is. We can't risk having people here like that.
Because personally, I'm really hungry. Isn't there anything to eat on this uncivilized rock?
And we can't have anyone going hungry either.
Where is that damn pig? I'm in the mood for stew.
Here, there's the pig. Drifters and carriers need accommodations, so hopefully we've built enough. Helpers need extra sustenance like stew. Okay, I just thought it was soup to keep them satisfied. Pirates come in various types. It also says something about that here. We can take a look at food or resources. I'd like to know how many different resources there actually are in this game. That should be shown to us somewhere already. Now we have 3. This is compass. We can't see that yet. Let's see. Up here we currently only have planks, but the window is so wide that I'd say the developers made it this wide for a reason. Now we have to make stew. Campfires can make stew for free. Wine in, stew out. Their production is slow, but it's enough for now. A galley distributes food to all pirates in the area of the pirate shop. Make sure enough stew is delivered to your galley so your helpers are satisfied. If the origin is unclear, just grill it. That's just like, if it doesn't taste good, just bake it with cheese. That always works. Okay, campfire produces 2 supplies. We're using up 2 supplies back there. That would break even. No. The 2 untrained helpers, they use up the supplies, but generate 16. Okay, got it. Whoa, that's big. We can now place the campfire here in the center. We could also hang it on the wall. I want to put it down here, right? Or do we want to put it up here? Above the houses. I would even try it up here. Or we can put it here. No, they're more like up here on the left. A path needs to be there again. Now actually make the path once from top to bottom and from top to top. The galley still needs to be nearby, right? Have we already unlocked it? Not yet, we only have the campfire. Okay, let's leave extra space on the right and maybe move down on the left. Wow, that's really clean. Cindy, much love. That was still yes. And then maybe down here. That looks kind of convoluted. Folks in chat, would you want to live down here, below a campfire and below this sawmill, or would you rather move out voluntarily? I'm not sure. But I wanted to say, dear friends, we'll take a look at the progress of the campfire in the next episode. And attention here on YouTube, we're here on BB's main channel. You can watch the second episode of the Let's Display, as always, just like usual, on BB's Young Herd on YouTube. I'll make sure it's linked appropriately below the video. Thank you very much for having me here, and see you next time. Yours, Marcel. Bye.